Hey guys, Tone here again. Talking to you about coaching today. I get a lot of messages from you guys, how did you learn all this? How do you know all this? How do you pick up all this? How do you see all this? Where did you get it all? So I thought, make one about coaching. There's a lot to coaching, and it's a lot of stuff that people wouldn't think about. It's the first part is to not be afraid. For a long time with coaching, I was afraid. I never thought I felt I knew enough. I didn't think I was good enough. There were people better than me. I should just shut my mouth and listen. And in general, yeah, you should. You should keep your mouth shut. Listen to what the more experienced people are saying. Pick up what you need to learn. But once you know a certain amount, or if you're new and you're seeing something about a lifter that you think is wrong, if you're not ready to even speak up loud, tell somebody. Tell the lifter. Say, hey, I noticed this. What do you, is it something or no, or is it you always do it, or don't be afraid to coach. That's the first thing off. Even if it's just one-on-one. The way Jersey Iron coaches is we build an environment of coaches. Everyone that I lift with, I expect to coach. I expect my people to be leaders, not just lifters. I want everybody there. If you go to a crew and somebody's sitting down or you don't hear a person speak, they're either new or something's wrong. If they're new, it's probably good that they're not speaking, they're listening, they're absorbing, they're doing what they should be doing. If they seem to know what they're doing and they're not talking, there's something wrong there. Everybody should be helping one another in a crew. The way I run the crew, the way I feel the crew should be run, everyone should be helping. You should have the lowest lifter there watching, spotting, loading, helping, doing something to better everyone else. If you really don't know what you're doing and you're really brand new, load the plates, run the mono, back spot, do something. But otherwise, everyone else, except for maybe the guy that's going next who should be getting ready, should be around that lifter, helping, spot him, spot his technique, look for flaws, watch his depth, give him cues, and things like that. You want leaders, not lifters. The more people you have in a crew that can coach, the better off you are. And if you talk to people that have ever come to train with Jersey Iron, that's what it's like. It's like a shotgun blast. When you come and train with us, if you're new, if you're a new lifter and your technique is bad or you're still working on your technique, you literally walk into a shotgun blast. You walk out from under that bar, I'll be telling you something, someone else is going to tell you, you're going to hear people yelling stuff at you, you're going to hear other people saying something, and you'll hear other lifters on the side talking about what you did. All of that. Trying to figure out and help you, but it's a shotgun blast. As you pick up, you focus on one or two of those things and you fix them. That changes into other voices yelling different things. And then as you pick up those, it's less and less and less until pretty much you're just hitting with a sniper shot every week. I get a sniper shot is like one or two commands that you need every time you squat or bench. Mine on the squat is to pick my toe up. I usually go forward. I got to remember to pick my toe up. So my training partners are constantly toe up, toe up, toe up. On the bench, I got to drive my heels down. Heels down, heels down. Stuff like that. So you're always going to have that one or two sniper shots. So even if you're new and you pick up on a guy's cues, yell those cues at him. I don't care if you're new and you don't know what you're doing. You know he knows those cues. They keep yelling. Yell those cues. Help him in any way you can. I got a list this week so I don't get out of character. So excuse me if I'm looking over here a second. Also, if you're the leader of a crew, make sure you're getting coached as well as coaching. That's another reason you build this environment, because you don't want to be the only one coaching, and then it's your turn up and you get no feedback. That's not making you a better lifter. You're making everyone else a better lifter. Who's making you a better lifter? Not you. You can just lift. You can't see what you're doing from the side. You may be able to feel something afterwards, but if nobody's cueing you or nobody's seeing you or nobody's telling you, hey, your back's starting around at the bottom there, you don't know what's happening. So you have to get these people to coach you too. You have to teach them and show them how to coach, as well as get coached. You want that coaching to come back to you so that you get better as well. Lead how you want to be led. You don't want somebody that's, just mumbling stuff or talking to somebody else. You want somebody loud, vocal, there for you, somebody to tell you what you're doing and letting you know and explaining things to you and telling you why you're doing things. Lead that way. Otherwise, you're not going to get that back. Again, it goes back to you wanting to be coached as well. Coach how you want to be coached. The one big thing about coaching is the one thing you need to know, you absolutely have to know when you're coaching, is that you don't know it all. That's it. Everything else you can learn. but you're never going to learn it all. So there are always going to be things that you don't know. Don't be afraid to say that. There's been times when I've coached a guy, hey, I don't know if this is going to help, but let's try this. Boom, it fails miserably. They do terrible. All right, let's take that back. It didn't work. It's something we tried and it didn't work. I'm not afraid to tell you that I don't know. There's been times on the board, on the cube page, when I've said, hey, I don't know, let's check with Jack. Jack may know. You have to be able to say that. If you can't say you don't know, then you're never going to be a good coach. You're never going to be a good leader. There has to be times when you're unsure and you need to ask someone else. And that, again, comes back to everybody coaching. Because there are times when you may not see something and somebody else in your crew will. Or there may be times when you're trying to express something to someone and they're not getting it, and somebody else says something and they get it. There have been plenty of times when the strongest guys on my crew have said something, we said something to me, and I'm trying to figure it out, and the weakest guy says, well, it's sort of like this. And I go, holy shit, there it is. That's exactly it, completely, all these things I say are not new. Spreading the floor like you're tearing a paper towel apart. Fucking your hips like somebody's trying to stick a finger in your ass. These are not things I just went, hey, I made this up. Look at me, I'm awesome. This is all stuff I've heard. I've heard other people say it. I'm listening constantly. And that's the next point. Listen. If you're a coach, you should be listening as much, if not more, than you're coaching. There are times when you'll hear things said, or someone else will say something a different way than you, that you can then use for the future. Again, everybody says, push the hips, push the hips, push the hips. Nobody gets it. What do you mean push the hips? Fuck your hips forward like you're fucking. People go, oh, that makes sense to me now. You're going to pick up little words you can say to people that finally click and make sense or get your point across. You should always be listening for everyone, what anyone's saying. And it also helps when you're training, because some of your partners, oh man, they may be talking to one of the other partners over there and going, I had a late night last night, the kids were up, they were crying a lot, blah, 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 and I'm just not feeling good. They get under the bar 2 sets later, they're looking terrible. Well, they had a bad night, they had a hard night, so they may be killing themselves or wondering what's wrong, and you just go, hey, you had a rough night last night, you were up, you got 2 hours of sleep. These things you can take in and coach with them back, because you're learning things, you're listening what people are saying, your input, you're taking things in. Ask why. That's my next point. Why is huge. The biggest point to me building coaches, and not just, like I said, leaders, not lifters, is I ask you why. I don't want to be able to tell you why all the time, because when I'm not there, now you don't know why, because I'm not telling you. I want you to be able to think through what you're doing and why you've done something. If you go down and your head goes forward, why'd your head go forward? Exactly. And that's what you need to fix. So now they've thought about it. It's in their head. They're now thinking about what they're doing, rather than you just go, keep your head up. Keep your head up. Well, keeping your head up it just says keep your head up. So when I go away next week and you're squatting, your head's falling over again. You don't know why your head's going forward, because nobody's asked you why. You haven't had to think about it. It's just keep your head up, keep your head up, keep your head up. Why is your head falling forward? This. Yes. Fix that, your head will stay up. Okay, now they got something to think about. Now they have something to cue on. Now next week when it happens, they go back to that conversation and they learn how to fix that and why to fix it. So ask your lifters why. Why are you doing this? Why? You may learn something that you may think is for a certain reason, and they may say something else, and they may be right. You may be wrong. I can't think of a specific instance off my head, but I know it's happened when I've gone and I've thought something, somebody's doing something, and I go, why are you doing that? And they go, I pulled my hamstring last week. Oh, well, that's why that's happening, not because of what I thought. I pulled a hamstring. They tweaked their hamstring last week, or they pulled heavy, or they, fell, something, whatever, hurt themselves playing with their kids. A million different reasons, and it might not be what you're thinking it is. So now you're not coaching for nothing. You're going, hey, why'd you do that? Oh, this. Oh, okay. Lay it off. Let go. Variations. There are going to be variations with everybody. Everyone lifts a little different. So you have to learn those variations. There's always going to be times when somebody's doing something a little different than you. And this is one of the things that kills me on the cube page. Nobody has to be the same as you. Because somebody's doing it differently than you does not mean it's wrong. Some people curve their back a little bit when they're deadlift. A little bit. They shouldn't be. I know it's not right. It's not the greatest form. But some people do it. It's just how it is. Some people squat with their feet out. Some people squat with their feet forward. That's the way it is. There's variations. You have to learn to coach around those variations. You have to learn to look at the issues and not necessarily the setup. The setup can be part of the issue. Like I said, the hips moving around, things like that. is an issue. Nobody's hips should be moving around. There should always be a way to get your hips tight. But the width of their stance, where their toes are, is not always necessarily an issue. The way they squat, how far forward they lean, is not always an issue. If they're getting the depth and they're leaning forward, that's fine. If they're getting the depth and then leaning forward and their hips are coming up, now we have to fix that. Now you have to fix and get them sitting up more. There's variations in everyone, and you have to learn to coach around the variations. Not just, you're wrong because you don't look like me. That's incorrect. I have guys that bounce out of the hole squatting. I have guys that, come down real slow. I have a mixture of both. I have guys that sit straight up, some guys that lean. Everyone has variations, and you have to learn to work around those variations. Finally, your best lifters are not always your best coaches. There are plenty of top-name lifters that can't coach a damn. They don't know why they do what they do. Some of the best lifters on the planet have no idea how they do what they do. They're just good. They're just good people. Usain Bolt, why do you run 4.5, 4.7 or whatever it is? Because he's fast. He just runs. Granted, his training and all that takes into it, but he's just fast. That's what he did. He was a fast runner as a kid. He grew up and he got into it, and he's fast. That's it. I can't run the 4.7. You give me the best training in the world, I'm not running a 4.7. He may not know why. Some people do, some people don't. Sometimes the weakest lifter in the crew is the best coach. Sometimes the strongest lifter is the best coach. But don't think just because somebody's super strong that they know exactly why they're doing what they're doing or that they can coach well. You can be the middle of the road guy in your crew and still be a great coach. Look at Bobby Hussey. Bobby Hussey was not the strongest guy at big back in the day. There were plenty of lifters there stronger than him, but he knew what the fuck he was doing, on point, and helped those guys get better. And that's invaluable. That's one of the things. Now, I may not be the best lifter ever. I'm never going to be the 2,400-pound raw total guy, probably. I'm struggling for a 2,000, in a few weeks here. I want to get my first 2,000 raw. I'm a terrible raw squatter. I'm not a great raw squatter. I can coach the motherfucking shit out of it. I suck at it. I can't do it. And there's, that old saying is, those who can't teach. That's fine. But the best lifters, you have to listen to everyone in the crew. There's not always somebody who's the coach, who's the best coach. There are some really bad, terrible coaches out there. I just saw something one of my lifters sent me the other day about it from another crew that I'm looking at it and I'm like, who came up with this? And they said, this guy. I'm like, that's the crew? Yeah, that's the leader. It's the terrible setup. It's awful looking. And my lifter went, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this routine. This routine sucks. Because they're smart enough to know not to just follow somebody. Question, know what you're doing, figure things out. They knew it wasn't going to work for them. So it's not always the best lifters that are the best coaches, guys. Sometimes these guys, well, what'd you squat? Oh, you only squat 250. I don't give a shit what that guy's saying right. I don't care that he squats 250. What he's saying is right. So listen. What if the guy squatting 900 tells you the wrong thing? Who cares? He's squatting 900, so you're going to listen to him, but it's wrong? Fuck that. Give me the guy that's squatting 250 that knows what the hell he's talking about. So listen to what everybody in the crew has to say. Listen to what everyone has to say, and then judge it from there. Are there stupid and moronic and ridiculous comments? Absolutely. Come one day. If you're not already on the Cube page, come onto the Cube page, take a couple looks at these comments, and you'll have a field day like I do. But legitimately, there are a lot of good comments. There are a lot of good, helpful, positive comments, and they're not always from the strongest people. So make sure you open your ears and listen to everyone. That's all I got today, guys. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight into how I coach, what I do to coach, how I hope my team runs, and what I expect, from my team when they leave. Like, I expect them to go places and be able to coach and be able to say things. So that's what I'm trying to, get across this video is you're never too weak to coach. If you got to learn something, that's fine. But then when you start learning, you start understanding, you start seeing things, be aggressive. Be afraid. Don't be afraid to speak up and say things. You're making your crew better. You're trying to help. Sometimes you'll say something stupid and you're going to get ridiculed. It's powerlifting. If you ain't got thick skin, you're never going to make it anyway. Speak up. They know you're trying to make them better, so they're going to bust your stones if you say something stupid. But as long as they know you're trying to make them better, then anybody who really legitimately gets on you is a fucking asshole and doesn't belong here. If you're trying to make me better and you're saying whatever you can to make me better, I'm absolutely happy with you. But if a guy can't take it, he's not a good teammate, he's not a good leader, he's not a good guy to be training with. You have to have your ears open to everyone. All right, Jersey Iron, Cube. Thank you, Brandon Lilly, for giving me the venue. Power Belly, keep making them good-ass wraps, dude. I tried the misdemeanors the other day, and they are just nasty. I love those things, too. They were perfect for squatting in. I wrapped them up. It felt real good. The felonies, I do all my accessory work in, and then King Kongs are... I don't know fucking where you got those King Kongs from, because those things are disgustingly just solid. At Large Nutrition, Chris Mason, that dude has been through hell lately with a bunch of different, protein vendors and things like that, and trying to get his brand back settled. He's on his way, and the guy's still making top-notch shit. He will not change for anyone. He demands 100%, and he's getting it, and I am proud to be sponsored by him. The shit he makes is amazing. And RPS, I wanted to give a shout out to Gene Reichlach. The guy runs some amazing meats here on the East Coast. He keeps expanding. There's a reason the RPS is taking off, and the guy, I don't care what you've heard, the meats are amazing. Nobody runs a meat like Gene and Amy Reichlach. It's simply incredible. So if you have a chance to do one of their meats, get in one of their meats. That's all I got today, fellas. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care.